Lock in all sports, all plays, all 5% best bets from now until Super Bowl 57 on February 12, 2023 from your favorite WagerTalk handicapper for only $1,199 versus a regular price of $1,999 for one total savings of $800. This limited time super discount comes out to less than $100 per month and only $3.28 per day. As an added bonus, your all access starts immediately, so the sooner you buy before Super Bowl 56, the more additional days you will get for free. Just go to WagerTalk.com, choose your favorite handicapper to lock in, and don't forget there is no limit to the amount of handicappers you can redeem our Super Bowl to Super Bowl offer on.
Hey guys, welcome in and a very happy Friday to you now. February the 4th, 2022. Let that marinate for a second. Here it is, Pony Pundits. And we got a big, next couple of weeks going to be really big at Gulfstream Park as they begin, I believe, the first of 3 Kentucky Derby qualifying races. And it's a race that we all know too well, the Holy Bull Stakes. And who better to give you the winners here and let you know exactly who to play first, second, and third than the pundits themselves. Welcome in Marco D'Angelo in the house, as Sig is also here, ready to make it a very profitable weekend at Gulfstream. Welcome in here, gentlemen. Happy February. I still can't get over that. But Marco, we had Pegasus. We got the Holy Bull. It's a lot warmer here this week, so that's good news. The jockeys don't have to wear 25 pounds of clothing, my man. What's going on? How was the week?
Well, I was praying for you last weekend, Joe. I know when, the temperature gets a little chilly down there in Florida, you guys don't know what to do. But it was funny seeing all of the clothes because normally, everybody's dressed to the nines for Pegasus. And, they were bundled up last week. It was pretty funny. Great race. It lived up to the billing of everything that leading into the race. And now it's back on the Derby trail. We got the Holy Bull. We'll have, all the big ones, the Fountain of Youth. And then all of a sudden that big one in Florida, the Florida Derby. And we'll just keep things rolling along.
Yeah, no, it was a crowded park at the Pegasus, but they froze their ass. I don't feel the least bit sorry for them. Sig, what is going on, my man? I know you've been looking forward. Once we get to the Holy Bull, it just starts rolling in succession after that, my man. What's been going on?
Not much, Joe. My buddy Marco there needs a refresh again. It was a little cloudy. Oh. But, looking forward to Gulfstream's been pretty good to us here for the championship meet. And the Holy Bull really kicks off Derby season here at Gulfstream Park. We had the unofficial prep, which was the Mucho Macho Man Stakes for newly turned 3-year-olds back on January 1st. But this actually kicks off. There are actual Derby points on the line here, and we have a great field. And tomorrow's actually a great day of racing at Gulfstream. There's 5 graded stakes on the card, and my selections already are up at WagerTalk for you guys to grab.
Yeah, that awesome stuff here, guys, by the way. And Sig just told you the card's up. It's ready to go. If you guys head over to WagerTalk.com, you guys can pick that up at Sig's page. And, of course, do not forget his daily racing reports each and every race day. You can get that, guys, over at WagerTalk.com. And Marco's got a little something rolling here as well. And I can't believe this deal is still going on. They're crazy over at WagerTalk that you can go in right now and get every play from Super Bowl to Super Bowl, including 5% best bets. And you can do that for, just less than $100 a month for the all access, which means you get every one of Marco's best bets, every one of his 5% best bets, every play for over a year. And since the Super Bowl's not till next week, that means you get an extra week for free, guys. Take advantage of it. Head over to Marco's page. Head over to Sig's page at WagerTalk.com. All right, we're going to head to Gulfstream. We're going to take a look at these 3-year-olds. 9 of them, in fact, will be in the gate. And the top 4 finishers are going to earn some qualifying points, like Sig said, for the Kentucky Derby. So, after drawing straws, Marco rigged it. That means Sig goes first because the horse is 15-1. So, number 1, Sig, we're coming to you. It is Galt here. Bilmont, Junior Alvarado. Talk to me about Galt, 15-1.
Yeah, first, Joe, don't let anybody get this guy confused with the old Raider Willie Galt, who was a speedster. Galt is a horse, but he is not definitely a speedster in this field. Bill Mudd trains this colt. He's out of Medaglia d'Oro, and he was purchased for $400,000 as a weanling. So the connections have really great expectations for him here. He struggled in his debut after getting bumped at Saratoga, and then they tried him out on the turf where he tracked the leaders before weakening, going the mile distance here. He finally broke his maiden here at Gulfstream at the end of December, going the same distance that we're going to race here on Saturday in the Holy Bull, mile and the 16th. He got a ground-saving trip in there, and he came on late under Junior Alvarado, who you just mentioned is going to ride here again on Saturday. Like I said, while the connections have high hopes for him, they put $400,000 into this horse here. He has yet to show me that he's ready to step up into the stakes competition. And while he could have a great future, I don't foresee him being a factor on Saturday. He is a toss for me.
All right, tossing number one right on. Now that's a way to start it. Now I know why Marco brings the straws. Number two, Marco, let's head over. Mo Donegal, 5-2 here on the opening line. And, of course, you got Todd Pletcher and Irad Ortiz Jr. on board. What do you think of this horse?
Well, just a quick note there on number one, Galt there. You know, you said I gave him a 15-1 shot, and he mentioned it was a $400,000 yearling. The reason that was a $400,000 yearling is this is a full brother to Songbird. You might remember the name. That's why the high hopes for Galt. But moving to the horse that has the true hopes, that's number two here. And this is a Todd Pletcher horse that is doing everything right. This horse has gotten better in each of his three starts. And when you see Todd Pletcher send one from New York down to Florida early in the year, you know what path he's going. Yeah, he's going to do those Florida prep races, and you'll probably see this one in the Florida Derby. This is one of Todd Pletcher's top 3-year-old horses, if not the top for him for the Kentucky Derby. And I like everything that this horse has done so far. He's got Irad aboard. You know, anytime these two hook up, you know how strong of a connection that is. And Todd Pletcher has absolutely owned a Gulfstream this meet. He's last 30 days, he's winning at a 31% win rate. And you look at the horse, speed figures improved in all three starts. And last one, what I like about the horse is if you go back and watch the replay, this horse had an extended stretch drive, battled with the other co-favorite in the race. And whenever you see a young horse be able to battle like that and come out on top, you know that this horse, we haven't seen the ceiling yet. You want to see that game effort. I think you're going to see him move another step forward. He only has 3 starts. That's a perfect number of starts heading into the Derby Trail as a 3-year-old. I like him. He's the horse to beat in here, and I'll be talking about him later on my ticket.
All right, some interesting. Got a lot of attention during the for the future for the Kentucky Derby as well. Leads us to number 3, and Sig. You know, every week we go through these races. There's always that one horse where you scratch your head and go, "The hell is this horse in this race?" Eloquist, 20-1. Sig, talk to me about this horse.
Yeah, Joe, he's out of Nyquist, and he did break his mate on his 3rd attempt at Parks this past fall here. He followed that up with a 5th-place finish in the Remsen at Aqueduct. But he was last breaking from the gate. He's actually, if you look at the guy's past performances here, he's basically has a gate problem. He can't get out of the gate. This horse, he broke 6th, 8th, 4th, 9th, and 9th in his 5 attempts here. So, I mean, the horse just has issues, and why you put a horse like this into a Derby prep race like this, I am not sure, other than the fact that he is out of Nyquist, who was a Triple Crown winning horse. They had him here in an allowance earlier in January at Gulfstream. And again, like I said, he had issues getting out of the gate. He was never a factor in there. And he did have Lasix in that race here. He won't have Lasix on Saturday because this is a stakes race here. So he didn't improve at all with the Lasix. So without having it, I don't think he has any shot against this field here. Hasn't shown enough speed to be a factor against the field, and I won't be using him on Saturday. Again, another toss.
All right, tossing. You're killing it here, Sig. Killing it. All right, number 4 here. Well, it's just as important to know who not to bet, right? Simplification number 4 here, Marco. Javier Castellano aboard this Florida-bred horse. Possibly the early speed in this race here at 4-1?
Yeah, absolutely. He is the early speed. There's really not a lot of confirmed early speed in this race. So my concern with the 4 and why I've got to use him, although I think there's better horses in the race, he could get left alone on the lead. And we've seen you let a horse alone on the lead and you get soft fractions. Sometimes they swell up and get brave on the front end, and then they're tough to go by. I think this horse will get a good piece of the ticket because he is going to get an uncontested lead. Talk about home court advantage. He's raced all of his starts, all 4 of them here at Gulfstream Park. Although the breeding isn't what you would consider for a Kentucky Derby horse, he is what he is right now. And right now he's a horse in good form. He broke his maiden in a second start by 17 lengths. Now, granted, in some of those maiden races, you don't know what you're up against. Could have been a pretty soft field, and obviously it probably was the win by 17 lengths. But then he come back in his next race, non-winners of 1, and he finished a decent third, beaten 5 lengths. But what I like is after a little break, he comes back, starts the year out, and runs a big race in the Macho Man. I always screw that one up when I say it. Try to say that 3 times fast. But he went wire to wire in that one, and he was left alone on the lead, and he drew off by 4. Got to put him on the ticket somewhere. I don't want him running over my exactas.
All right, got to be there, he says. Early speed simplification. What about this horse, number 5, Cajun's Magic? Interesting horse here, Sig, given the fact that 5 starts, hasn't finished anywhere after second. That's pretty impressive. What do you think, 8-1 for Cajun's Magic?
Well, Joe, I finally have a horse I can talk a little bit about, and we're not going to completely toss off the ticket, which is nice. He's a Florida-bred gelding out of Cajun Breeze. Like you said, he never finished worse than second in his short career here so far. But the majority of those races have come in state-restricted stakes races. When they say it's a state-restricted stake race, you'll see a little S up next to the stake or next to the race, and it's only for horses that were bred in Florida, bred or born in Florida. So he basically limits the field. He's not racing in what they call open company, where anybody can get in there. But we haven't seen this gelding race here since September of last year, September of 2021. And as Marco and I often discuss on the show here, you see a lot of development in these horses between the 2-year-old and 3-year-old seasons. So this guy's had a number of months off here to develop and grow, and we're not sure exactly what to expect out of him other than looking at the workout reports. And as you guys know, a lot of trainers actually don't work the horses fast or don't put the fast works, aren't out there for public display here. So a few of these works have been pretty fast, though. So believe me, I believe with the right trip that this horse could grab a piece of your exotics at a price here. I'm going to use him underneath on a few of my tickets. He should be a nice price on Saturday.
All right, Cajun Magic there. Number 6, Marco. Bit of a wild card here, huh? Tis the Bomb. 6-1, Kenny McPeak, Brian Hernandez. You had a horse that was pretty successful on the turf coming back to the dirt here. What do you think?
Well, I think you stole my opening line. That's exactly what I was going to talk about. This is, the one that's the X factor here, the mystery horse. Why they're switching this horse over from the turf to the dirt when he raced so well on the turf? Big question. Well, obviously, if you got a horse you think can win the Kentucky Derby, you're going to put that horse on dirt. And a little sidebar to this horse. This horse got bet heavy in the first futures book, which means somebody knows something about this horse that they bet this horse early in the Kentucky Derby futures, because if you're the public, you're going to look and say, well, this horse is a turf horse if you looked at his past performances, and he wouldn't even be on the Derby trail. So why would they be betting him? Trust me, somebody likes this horse a lot, and it's got to be the connections doing so. When you look at this horse, there's nothing you can fault about this horse. He's had 5 career starts, 3 wins in a second, and the horse is getting better and better. in the number that he put up in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. If he runs back anywhere near that, he runs off and hides from these horses. Nobody's been near that speed figure yet. But we're going from turf to dirt, so we got to see him do it first. I'm putting him on my ticket. I'm going to trust the connections here. They know what they're doing. This horse has to be working super well in the mornings on the dirt, and they got their sights on the Derby. This is a horse you've got to use in this race. Why he's 6-1 baffles me. You've got a hot jockey in Brian Hernandez and Kenneth McPeak, although he's not winning at a big rate right now over the last 30 days, just a 6% win mark. This is his premier horse. I'm going to ride him. He'll be on my ticket.
All right, going with him. And we move on to number 7 here. Listen, the trifecta for you here. Here we go, spin wheel. 20-1 here. I mean, do you give this horse a shot in this one at all?
Well, Joe, obviously I drew the short straw this week when it came to the morning line odds and the horse I get to talk about. But last time we saw spin wheel, he broke his maiden on his third attempt at Churchill Downs in November. He's been on the bench since then. It should be noted, too, that was his first entry on the dirt. Even though he did race on the dirt at Keeneland, that was a race that was scheduled for the turf that was taken off. So he did actually basically race better on the dirt than he had on the turf in previous entries here. The trainer, Rusty Arnold, is very good at bringing horses back off a layoff here. And this horse has been working well, but I don't think he's going to be much of a factor against the field on Saturday. He is on a hard spun, and sometimes it takes hard spun colts and progenies a few races to get it going. But once they do, that light bulb sort of clicks here. So I'm going to be watching this horse closely on Saturday to see how he does race here. He may have a bright future in the Derby season, but I think he's going to need a race in him here. I am not using him on my tickets on Saturday, but like I said, I'll be watching closely to see how he does perform.
All right, that moves us to number 8 here, White Abarrio. Talk to us here with Tyler Gaffleon on board. What do you think here, Marco, with this 6-1 morning line?
Well, this horse is getting a lot of love from a lot of different people that I respect in the industry. And one of the reasons is you're going to start, he finished third in the Breeders' Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes, his last race. But I went back and looked at that race, and he got an absolute perfect ground-saving trip. And then whenever they got the horse clear to the outside, I would have expected a little more pop from the horse, and the horse flattened out in a stretch. Now, granted, that was a big jump in class. It was a grade 2 stakes coming off a maiden. But then I also look back and look at the breeding on this horse. And this is just not the type of breeding that you see for a Kentucky Derby horse. The sire race day is just a $6,000 stud fee. This horse sold for just $40,000. Now, we always say, you know, the pedigree is what you look at when you're trying to get them to the track. Once they get to the track, they are what they are. But I haven't seen enough from this horse to see where all the love is, other than the trainer. And this is a trainer that does very well at Gulfstream Park. Safi Joseph, year in and year out, is one of the top trainers at Gulfstream. However, when he gets to the big stake races and when he leaves Gulfstream, he doesn't put up the same numbers. And I just am not sold on White Abarrio. He's a horse that could get there, but if he gets there, he's going to run over my ticket because I don't have him on my top 4. So I'm going to say I'm from the state of Missouri. You got to show me a little more before you get my money on number 8.
All right, not buying into it. That leaves us with number 9. Boy, oh boy, I break out in hives every time I hear the name Luis Saez. On board, giant game here at Louis at Gulfstream Park here. Talk to us, 7-2. Sig, what do you think of this horse's chances with Louis aboard?
Well, Joe, you got to make sure there's no mistake. Marco, was this one of the horses you were supposed to talk about? Because he is 7-2. And I mean, the way things have been going here for me. But, guys, I, along with most of the betting public, did not give this colt much of a chance here in this last outing in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile as he went off at 22-1. but the Giants Causeway colt was ready to fire, and he stalked the Bob Baffert freak, Corniche, all the way around the track before mounting a late run in the stretch. He was unable to get by the leaders here, but it was still a very impressive performance for a horse facing winners for the first time. He just broke his maiden in October at Keeneland and then came back a month later, ran the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, and placed a very nice third in that race there. Dale Romans normally does not have his horses tuned up this early in the Derby season, but this colt has some fast works, and he has no problem with the distance, as he's already raced at this distance twice in his short career here. He gets a major jockey upgrade on Saturday, going from Joe Talamo to, like you just said, Luis Saez, who's been in the money on almost half of his mounts in the last month here at Gulfstream. And Saez rarely rides for Dale Romans here, so I think he knows this colt has a big future and is possibly sitting on a big performance to take the ride here on Giant Game on Saturday. While he may not be fully tuned up and ready to go on Saturday, if he shows any late kick at all, he has a chance against this field. I got him down as a win contender, and I'm definitely using him underneath.
All right, definitely looking at number 9 here, guys. Should be a hell of a race, an interesting race. Way to kick it off here. So a couple of different ways to approach this. Marco, we'll come to you. Lay out the card for us. How are you looking at this?
Yeah, I just want to say to my esteemed colleague, sometimes you just have to play the cards that are dealt to you. I'm sorry, That's, you don't like them, you fold them and move on to the next hand. But for me, I'm going to number 2. We talked about Pletcher's horse. He's the horse to beat. I don't have to say any more about him. He's got the best post position. He can leave enough to get situated where he wants to be, and then he'll be able to pounce late. Now, the 9 that I didn't get to talk about, I really don't have to add any more to what Sig did. He broke it down brilliantly. Dale Romans is an old school trainer. And although I think this horse is the best horse in this field, he's not the best horse today. And that's just because I know how Dale Romans goes. He is not going to put the pedal to the metal on this horse. He'll be coming from off the pace. If he reaches, he reaches. But this is more of a stepping stone race, in my opinion, to possibly the Florida Derby and then on to the Kentucky Derby. And the fact that he is getting Luis Saez is a big indicator. One of those reasons, too, is if you go back to the last race and you watch the move the horse made in the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, this horse looked like he was going to win at the top of the stretch. I think, nothing against Joe Talamo, I think he made his move a little bit too soon as he was 4 wide through the turn. The horse got the lead coming right off the top of the stretch, but then had that long stretch to deal with. And green horses sometimes, and what I mean by green is not a lot of experience. When they don't see a horse in front of them, they don't know what to do yet, and they sometimes stop. I think Joe Talamo should have held that move up till they came out of the turn some, and then they were running down the stretch. And that might be why there was a jockey change as well. And if Luis Saez likes this horse as much as I do, Saez may have found his Kentucky Derby ride. And I will tell you this, give you a little bonus. Last night, I bet Giant Game on the futures market at 32-1 at Circa. So you might want to grab a little bit of that too. I think there's value with this horse. The third place horse, I put number 6, Tiz the Bomb. I talked about him in detail. I think this horse is the mystery horse coming off the turf to the dirt. If he translates the way I think he does, this is another horse that is very live in this race. And then, as I said, the 4, I put him on the ticket. I could have put a lot of horses in the 4th spot, but I think because we're going to see slow fractions, or at least moderate fractions, this horse can hang on for a piece of the ticket, and I put him 4th.
All right, good stuff. 2964, guys, on Marco's ticket. And Sig, how are you looking at it? Let's see how familiar your card is.
Well, Joe, I have a lot of even horses here, so I can actually say a few things about them since I didn't get to talk about any of the even horses here. I agree with Marco on Donegal here. I think Todd Pletcher's going to have this horse ready to go. If you guys take a look here at his past performances, this horse has had trouble in each of his races, but he recovers each time from the that trouble. Last time in Remston, he was bumped out of the gate, but then took control of that race. Todd Pletcher's been really hot to start this championship meet. He's won 27 of 71 races, or 38% so far here, and he's hitting the board an astounding 61% of the time so far in this Gulfstream Championship meet here. Excuse me. Mo Donegal closed the most recent Derby Future poll at 27-1, so he did take some action here. And actually, locally here at Circa, I just checked last night, he was at 15-1. So there are high hopes for this horse here. I think he is your top win contender. My second choice in here was Tiz the Bomb. I'm sorry. My second choice in here was White Avario. Tiz the Bomb on the mind, and I'll get to that in a second, guys. Like Marco said, the breeding on White Avario doesn't scream, hey, this is a Derby horse or so forth, but this horse has looked impressive in each of his races here, and I think the connection's moving the horse after his first start, where he won by over six lengths to Savvy Joseph. Basically says, hey, we think we have something here in this horse. He's been on the bench since that Kentucky Jockey Club race, but I love the price on him at 6-1. I think he's got a shot here. The jockey upgrade going from Zayas to Tyler Gaffleone also gives him a better shot. I think Gaffleone's definitely a step up for him, just like we said with Joe Talamo to Luis Zayas. I think he should be on your exotic tickets, and I will have a little bit on him if he stays at 6-1 or better here in the 1 column. You heard my thoughts on Giant Game. That's my third choice to 9. So let's get to Tiz the Bomb, who was on my mind. Guys, Tiz the Bomb has been haunting me since the Breeders' Cup. If you guys remember Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf, that was the final race on the Friday at Del Mar that weekend. I'm sorry, the Friday of Breeders' Cup weekend. Tiz the Bomb actually was the pari-mutuel winner in that race at almost 8-1 because my top selection, Modern Game, was scratched even though he ran the race for purse money and won it convincingly. I could go on a long rant about that, guys, but I'm not going to because you know what? The Breeders' Cup heard enough for the booze that day in that race. But Tiz the Bomb, if you go back and watch that Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf race, ran an amazing, one of the best races I've seen. And you think this is coming from a 2-year-old too, only in his 1-2, that would have been his 5th start of his career. Watch the race. Watch the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Turf. Yes, he's going from turf to dirt, but, I mean, he's a horse that can do it. Ken McPeak's a very good trainer. He's taken horses back and forth. If you guys remember last year, I'm trying to think the horse's name now. Marco, help me out here. Tampa Bay Derby. Horse ran on dirt, then went to the turf, and then showed up at the Tampa Bay Derby 3 months later. Remember the name?
I'm blanking, but I remember us talking about turf to dirt.
Yeah, but horses can do this here. I think Tiz the Bomb's got a huge shot, guys. Like I said, go back, watch that Breeders' Cup Juvenile race. Watch the move he makes. He gets blocked in the stretch on the inside. He thinks he has an inside line. Hernandez, who's also riding again on Saturday, swings him all the way out to the outside, mounts a huge run through traffic. So if this horse has any of that left in him on the dirt, if he can make that same type of closing run, he has a huge shot in here at 6-1. He could pay very nicely here. And as an upsetter here. But Tiz the Bomb, if he can take to the dirt very well, is definitely a use here for me. Like I said, guys, Mo Donegal, White Avario, Giant Game, Tiz the Bomb, 2, 8, 9, 6 for me on Saturday. Good luck in the Holy Bull.
Yep, 2, 8, 9, 6, the Holy Bull Stakes, guys, on Saturday, tomorrow there, Gulfstream Park. Should be a good race there. 9 horses, could be some money to be made. And just a quick reminder, too, guys, don't forget, Sig's entire card is available right now. It is already uploaded there. You can go download it by visiting his page over at WagerTalk.com. And don't forget, each and every race day, his daily reports are available by 9 a.m. You can get those. Great opportunity, guys, to make it a profitable day, profitable weekend, of course, at Gulfstream and other parks here by visiting Sig at WagerTalk. And Marco is ready to go. Super Bowl to Super Bowl. It is next week, but the opportunity, take advantage of it while you can, guys. The opportunity to get a year of all access with Marco, plus a week, actually, since the Super Bowl's not until next weekend. You can do it for less than $100, guys. $11.99 right now if you visit Marco's page there and take advantage of this deal. It only comes around Almost never, actually. Super Bowl to Super Bowl, guys. Hop on board for less than $100 a month and get every one of his plays, including his big 5% best bets, up and available now at WagerTalk.com. All right, there you got it here, guys. Should be a hell of a race day at Gulfstream here, and it's just the beginning as we are on the road to the Kentucky Derby and beyond. Should be an awful lot of fun. If you hit that bell in the upper right-hand corner, you'll get notified when we go live again. And we'll be back, of course, next week with another race breakdown for you. But until then, on behalf of Marco and Sig, appreciate you hanging with us, guys. Best of luck at the track this weekend. We'll talk to you again next Friday. Good luck.
Lock in all sports, all plays, all 5% best bets from now until Super Bowl 57 on February 12, 2023 from your favorite WagerTalk handicapper for only $1,199 versus a regular price of $1,999 for one total savings of $800. This limited time super discount comes out to less than $100 per month and only $3.28 per day. As an added bonus, your all access starts immediately. So the sooner you buy before Super Bowl 56, the more additional days you will get for free. Just go to WagerTalk.com, choose your favorite handicapper to lock in, and don't forget there is no limit to the amount of handicappers you can redeem our Super Bowl to Super Bowl offer on.